Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast, a weekly battle of wits, debating everything from horseshoes to hand grenades, all for the privilege to be called right. And now, your hosts, Bobo and Travis.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast. I'm Bobo. With me always is Travis.
Hey, guys.
How we doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
All right.
Yeah.
A little early to record today, isn't it?
It's not early for me, but
I mean, not.
It's earlier than we normally do, but yes.
I've been up, obviously,
Right?
Because I have to drive here, so it's not that early. But
Right.
It is early to record a podcast. I feel,
Right.
Got to get the blood pumping. Got to get the rage flowing.
Yeah, but that's not the reason. That's not the reason for my downtrodden mood today. This is like last man or like dead man walking.
Dead man. Oh man, what you got something going on? Or?
I do. I have a wedding to go to tomorrow. And
Yeah.
normally
weddings kick ass, man.
Yep. Normally love weddings.
Fucking weddings are one of the. I mean, because how many times in life do you get free liquor, and not just Coors Light? I'm talking all the fucking booze you can shove down your goddamn gullet.
Well, here's the problem.
What?
It's a dry wedding.
Oh, don't go.
I'd love to, but I have to.
No, don't go.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as dry wedding. Like that's a dry wedding is slang for event I will not attend.
Right. It is.
You're pronouncing it wrong, Travis. Let me help you out there. I will not be going. That's how you pronounce that.
I regretfully decline. I wish I could.
I happily decline.
I happily. Yeah. Well, here's the real thing. Like, so it's a dry wedding.
Okay.
The bride and groom aren't even 21. There are
What?
Yes. There are two things here. If you are not 21, you shouldn't be getting married. I firmly believe that.
I very much agree with that.
You do not know enough about life, and it is way too early to make that kind of decision.
I very much agree with you on that.
Then the second thing is, if you can't have booze at your wedding, don't have a fucking wedding, because it's gonna be boring for everyone else.
Why? Okay. Who gets married this day and age? Are they 20?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
They love each other.
I don't care.
I know.
Live together for a while. Who gives a shit?
I'm right there with you.
Okay.
I got married late in life, so like I
got married pretty early. I thought 22.
Yeah.
That was pretty early.
Yeah. Even there's a little early for me. Like, it. I mean, I guess everybody's different, but Jesus Christ, if you're under 21, I don't know.
It just doesn't seem wise.
No, not at all. The odds are stacked against you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. The divorce rates for people that get married under the, what is it, like 24 or something like that, is, I mean, they're much higher than the
right. So like,
norm.
If you care about like stats or anything like that, like as obviously we do.
Oh, I do care about stats.
But
dank ones.
If you care about stats or shit like that, like of course you are putting yourself in more risk.
And if you care about people having fun, you need to have alcohol,
which they don't. So
I just think that's the most inconsiderate thing. Can you bring a 6-pack?
Probably.
Okay, well then you should do that.
I should.
You should bring. Listen, Travis, if you want to be tomorrow, I know you're a little bummed. I can tell. The
right.
Dry weddings. I've been to one dry wedding, and it was the dumbest thing I've ever been to.
Absolutely.
And I'll never do it again.
I think this is my third.
God damn.
I know.
But listen. This is what you want to. If you want to walk into that fucking wedding tomorrow and be fucking Don Juan,
right?
You need to roll in there. You need to probably do some weightlifting today, okay? And just get 2 giant 36 packs from the distributor,
yeah,
and walk in there like they're 2 huge fucking boom boxes on the top of your shoulders, just strutting your shit, just little bounce of your step,
yeah,
and just walk in and just slam on the table and say "Party's here!" and just rip open the cardboard, take a fucking can, take your key. Pop it in and shotgun that motherfucker.
I'll
like you're fucking Ash and Evil Dead, man. Just shotguns ablazing.
I'll do you one better. Walk in, party's here, $2 a beer.
Listen. Fucking dude, fucking right. Because Cash Bar, I still go to that wedding.
Yeah, like that. But here's my problem. Yes, I can probably take some beer, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be other people that are taking booze.
Okay,
but if a wedding is lame enough to not have booze in it, do I want to prolong it by bringing my own, or do I want to just get it over with? Do I want to rip that Band-Aid off?
Well, here's the thing: if you want to just get it over with, just start drinking and don't tell your wife.
That's a good idea too.
And she'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with Travis? And then you're like, because 2 hours into getting drunk, you can't not tell people that you've been drinking secretly. That's the best part about having a flask, is secret drinking, is 2 hours into it, everybody fucking knows. And you're like, hey, surprise, I'm late. And then she leave, like, oh, time to go home. Because she's like, are you fucking kidding me? We're out of here. And you're like, fuck, yes, yes.
I should get a hip flask, and then in the middle of it, take some Viagra.
Yes,
honey, we gotta go. I've got a raging heart on.
Well, I can't get rid of this thing. At least not here.
Hey, well, at least so, they'll never forget this wedding. That's for goddamn sure.
And neither will you.
But and the thing about it is, the last wedding the last wedding I was at, they only had a keg of beer, which that's fine.
Dude, whatever.
Keg of beer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Except it was Michelob Ultra.
Ooh, that's tough to get drunk off of.
I stopped trying. I was drinking.
I stopped trying.
I was drinking something. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, I can't possibly. First off, I can't make that many trips to the fucking keg. Or else, you're definitely gonna look like an alcoholic.
Oh, absolutely.
And there was just no point.
Filling up your tall boy can just to try to. I'm just trying to stay hydrated, guys.
I have a friend back at the table. Can I get 2 glasses?
That's like in that movie, what is that movie? Zach and Mary, where they go to the high school reunion. He's like, can I get 2 beers? You want anything? Yeah, I'll have a beer. 3 beers?
Oh, man, I would need to be drunk to go to a class reunion as well.
Oh, Facebook's killed the high school reunion, so don't worry about that. You'll never have it. No one will ever have another one.
I'm excited for that.
I am too. We had one for our 10-year, I think we did, and I'm sure that'll be the last one because just everyone's on Facebook. No one cares anymore.
Sure.
Man.
Yeah, I certainly don't care.
And it'll be funny because the kids' generation now growing up won't even know what those are, and we'll talk about them like some event that's passed them by.
Right.
Which is always kind of cool when you talk to someone and you're like, that used to happen? Like, that was a thing? I mean, there are a lot of things in our parents' generation that just don't happen anymore. And it's like, what, you guys used to really fucking do that stuff?
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me. I wonder if in 30 years, we're talking about the movies the same way. Because with flat screen TVs, and I have a feeling they're going to change the whole movie model eventually. And movie theaters will be a thing of the past, too.
Maybe. I think there's still some, I don't know. Who knows?
That's just a guess of something. Or even driving your own car. Like, you guys used to drive your own car?
Right. That I think is probably that is probably going to come true as opposed to the movie theater.
That will infuriate me more. The fact that I want to drive my own car, but I'll still have to go to a fucking movie theater to look at a giant screen when I have a giant screen in my fucking house.
Yeah, but there's kind of I don't know. There is an aesthetic to going to movies that you can't necessarily replicate at home.
Can't, or they don't want to.
I mean, I guess you could with enough money.
Right, there you go. Okay.
But not everybody has that much money, and
did you see rich people can get their own movies?
What do you mean?
There is a company out there that you have to have the proper setup in your house, and it's like super expensive. You have to have like a proper film,
right?
Like a camera or whatever, a movie theater quality projector.
Yep.
But you can get movies that are in theaters right now, like current releases, like Wonder Woman and like Spider-Man coming out like whatever next weekend. You can get it the day it comes out for your house.
Wonder how much that costs.
It's thousands.
Like tens of thousands or just thousands?
Yes. Like the setup costs tens of thousands of dollars, but you can get movies that are in theater. So if you're rich right now, you don't have to go to the movie theater. You can have your movie theater in your house. Good. That is a thing.
Well, again,
it's just very expensive.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
But so I'm saying, like, if you're rich, it don't matter. You can do whatever you want now anyway. So good there, buddy.
Yeah, just blowing nose.
You got some allergies going on today.
It's always in the morning.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, all that coke from the night before.
It is. Yes. I got some drainage.
Rusty pipes. You got to clean them out. You know what
I mean? I got post blizzard drainage over here.
You're already crying about this dry wedding tomorrow. You're like, wiping your nose. Oh man, I'm already so sad.
Yeah. Oh. So anyway, let's get into what we're gonna actually talk about today.
Speaking of ridiculous bullshit. So, do you want to read the article that spawned this topic?
Yeah,
because it's. Oh man, I hope you're sitting down, people.
So I'll just read. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, what? It's even worse than you imagined.
No, there's. I'll read you the.
This is a real silly episode.
Yeah. Well, I would hope you'd clean this up.
I will, but it's just fucking. It's just setting the tone.
So I'll read you the headline for this. Sex slave ate her own baby after ISIS cooked him and served him with rice.
Oh!
Yeah, let that one just sink in for a second.
Oh my God.
Not only has this lady endured being ISIS's sex slave, well, apparently they stopped feeding her for a while and then cooked her son, mixed him with some rice, and gave it to her, and she ate it, and then afterwards they told her.
Oh my God.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, who the hell are these? Like, do they have like meetings? Like, you know how like shows, like comedy shows have like writers meetings where they're all like spitballing ideas. You think there's like a round table for ISIS? They're like, all right, what's the next fucked up shit that we can do?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Let's okay, so we already put a guy in a cage and then lit him on fire.
We beheaded people all the time. That's boring. We can't do that anymore.
That's so
passe.
that's so 2012.
That doesn't even get the clicks anymore.
What else can we do to really fuck with people? Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're going for this whole terrorist motif, you know, if you will, if you're going for this whole terrorist motif, how does that further your cause? How does that strike fear in the heart of...
Oh, I'm scared. That is horrifying.
It's horrifying, but it's so specific. A, you don't have a kid. So,
but think of how creative they are. Like, they're creative terrorists.
Okay, so you're going off
That's the worst kind.
You're going off of it doesn't matter the method. What matters is...
I think the ingenuity is the part of this fear.
Jesus Christ.
So, today's episode is not The Onion, because that article sounds so ridiculous that it doesn't sound true. Like, you read the headline, could it be an Onion headline? Probably. It's so ridiculously out there.
I wish it wasn't an Onion headline.
Right, and we were reading that, I'm like, oh my God, that is fucking horrifying. And I saw another article, which I'm going to bring in next week, because I want to save it, but it also is a headline that is so ridiculous that it just doesn't sound true.
Right.
So we decided to look, and we were started reading the news. Like, I know people, the news lately has gotten very silly.
Yes.
There's a lot of news out there lately. I've been reading it, like, every day I feel like, oh my God, like, that headline can't be real. Like, that's not a real news story. And then I read them like, oh my God, it is totally real.
Well, I mean, but you just said it. There's a lot of news out there right now.
Yeah.
No time in history have we gotten more information than we have.
Way too much information, by the way.
So they've got to break through how to get it to us. And I mean, to be honest with you, it worked. We're doing an episode about it.
Yep. Fucking.
So we're part of the problem.
Point media. No, I'm not part of the problem. I'm being forced to consume it. Not reading the news is an object. I want to be an informed individual. That's also part of the problem.
Right, but
I'm not part of the problem. I refuse to admit I'm part of the problem, Travis.
We were searching out these articles, so we're part of the problem.
All right. Maybe they have a point there. Fuck.
Yeah, and I mean,
scrap this whole episode.
Does reading about ISIS feeding a woman her baby further us at all as a society?
I mean, further into the abyss.
Seriously.
Conrad's Heart of Darkness. I mean,
further into the culinary world.
Oh, dude, we're just, oh my God. Kitchen Impossible.
Kitchen Nightmares.
ISIS.
Thank you, Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, dear God. Do you think that's what he had in mind? Was that his end game?
That was, yes.
When he started that show?
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
And then she just starts crying.
Oh my God. What if ISIS brought out a plate? Chili's baby back ribs.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That is the most dude. You put that video on YouTube and get 10 million hits tomorrow.
Oh my God.
No one steal my idea. Write this down. Sketch comedy idea. I serve somebody their own kid, and I sing the Chili's Baby Back Rib song. I'm serving it to them. That is comedy gold right there.
If only Uncle Hare had a kid.
That is 10 million hits on SNL right there. Do it. Jimmy Fallon, don't steal my idea. If only Uncle Hare. Oh my God.
Oh.
You think if I put that down on the adoption list that they give me the baby? What do you want adoption for? Comedy?
Comedy?
Dude, let's call up Daddy of 5.
Oh,
it's just a prank.
Oh my God.
Just a prank, guys.
Well played.
Just a joke.
Hey, it's just a joke, guys.
It's not really your brother.
Yeah.
It is, but it's just a joke.
Yeah, just a joke, man. Yeah. We didn't kill him. We just took an arm off.
All right, I'm gonna move on to another article because this one's just. I mean, if
do you think we've beat a dead horse on this one?
this one happened last week or so ago, and I like it because the headline is ridiculous. Yet when you read the article, I learned a lot, and I love articles like that. Sometimes you click on a news article and you start reading, and you're like, wow. I didn't know any of this stuff actually, like how it worked or how it existed, and you actually sometimes, amazingly, Travis, you still get informed today about stuff.
Right? Yeah.
I'm so overjoyed when it happens now because it happens so infrequently. But this one did it. So here's the headline:
Okay,
Phoenix flights canceled because it's too hot for planes.
all right,
Right? Like what? It's too hot apparently for the planes. So. I mean, you see an article like that, and you're like, okay, I have to read it because that sounds fucking ridiculous. Too hot for planes.
Do you, sidebar, do you remember the time before basically the internet and Jerry Springer released like a DVD set and it was like, Jerry Springer, too hot for TV?
Oh, yeah.
Dude. That's exactly what I thought of that.
And all it was is those giant fat chicks on the stage with their tank tops exposing their boobs.
I don't even know if it was that.
There were a few nip slips.
There were some nip slips?
It was basically, it should have been titled Jerry Springer Wardrobe Malfunctions on TV.
Big wrinkly tits. But anyways, I digress. It's too hot in Phoenix.
Too hot in Phoenix. So, American Airlines announced it was canceling dozens of flights scheduled to take off from Sky Harbor Airport during the hottest part of the day. Sidebar, Jimmy Eat World, Sky Harbor.
Yep.
Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Because, one of yours had a song where they asked that question in it, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know that?
No.
Yeah, they have a song where they mentioned that. Anyways, another sidebar. But, so I guess what happened was the flights in Phoenix, the temperature was scheduled to be 120, a heat wave in Phoenix. Right. And some of these planes, it's the Bombardier CRJ airline flights.
I could say bomb on a plane.
Bombardier flight. But the maximum operating temperature of those planes is only 118 degrees. So they can't operate in 120. And I'm okay, really? Like, what's temperature have to do with an airplane?
Right.
Like they're inside, they're pressurized, they've got air conditioning. What the fuck does it matter? And apparently, when the air at higher temperatures, the air has lower density. The higher it is, the lower the air density, and it gets thinner. Right. Which that reduces how much lift that you can have on an aircraft's wings. So what that in turn means for people like you and me is when you have less lift, you have to go faster because you have to fly on the runway longer to take off.
Right.
And the airport was too short. They didn't have runways long enough now to get the plane off the ground safely. Yeah. Because there's not enough lift.
Right, yes.
And I was like, I learned all that about airplanes and stuff nowadays. I didn't know anything about that shit, about how, like, air density, and thickness of air, and lift, and all. I was like, that actually was a really informative article. I'm glad I read that.
Can you think of a headline that this article would have had that it wouldn't have caught your attention? Like,
well, that's a good point.
Phoenix
Airport grounds flights due to runway length issues.
Okay.
Because I'd be like, okay,
right,
the runway's broken. Okay, I don't give a fuck.
Oh no, 2012 is happening again.
Right, yeah.
John Cusack. But okay. So because any article is going to probably mention the heat, so it's probably going to pay. Yeah.
But they mention it like it's a runway issue. I don't care. Like, short runways takeoff. I'd be like, right. Of course they do. Too short takeoff. Next article.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And also, if anybody out there hasn't been to Phoenix in the fucking dead of summer, I don't give a shit what they talk about a dry heat. It's still fucking hot.
Yeah.
It's kick you in the stomach hot.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Ugh. I was out there. I was in Vegas about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
And during a heat wave, and we were walking around, and the temperature was 117, and it was very hot. I mean, it felt like someone was literally taking, because it was windy out, taking a hairdryer, turned it on, and was blowing at me the whole day. But it was better than here. I would rather take 117 no humidity than 100 degrees, 100% humidity any day of the week. That's what I learned. I don't mind the dry heat as much as the humidity.
Yeah. The dry heat is
even 17 degrees hotter. I did not mind that as much as the humidity.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Personal preference.
I don't know where I fall on that one.
Because Ann was with me too, and she agreed. She was like, "Yeah, actually, it's hot, but not The humidity is what's
Yeah, my balls aren't sticking to my leg hot.
right. Well, in Ann's case, I hope not, but
Yeah.
I have a whole other set of issues.
You got those clipped off right after marriage.
Got them snipped. I gelded her.
So what's the next? So let's move on to another not the Onion article.
Okay, this is a two-parter because there's this one just talks about America today, and the other one also does. Top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell warns of possible bipartisanship on healthcare.
What the, like? I love like warns.
I saw that, and the best part is, so some of these headlines, and you can write whatever you want in a headline, and the article might not be. It could be very misleading,
Right.
but no, because what he literally said was, either Republicans will agree and change the status quo, or we'll have to sit down with Democrat leader Chuck Schumer and, work things out. Like, yeah, like he's warning them that this might happen. Like, if we can't get shit together, we might have to talk to the Democrats.
I like the
might have to, maybe. Like,
I like the underlying thing here where it is, it is expected now that one side gets everything they want.
yes,
So like the subcontext of this whole article is, we're warning that we may have to compromise. That's the point of government.
exactly. It used to never be like that. It used to always be you talk and reach across the aisle, and now it's like, hey guys, if we don't get our shit together, we might have to deal with that other side that we don't like. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Do you think this will have effect on like future? I'm not going to say generations because I don't know if it'll go that far, but like negotiating. Like, do you think like seeing how this, I'll quote unquote negotiating goes, like how it's not negotiating anymore? It's give me what I want.
I think it matters how the results end up, honestly, because if it ends up like that and things don't get done, I think people realize it was a bad way to do business. If things start to get done and we don't all hate what happens, the result,
right,
then it will only further the problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? So honestly, it's too early to tell.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Too close to call.
But related to that is another headline that Newsweek had that is just fucking ridiculous. So Newsweek is talking about Fox News. I love when news organizations call out their own. It's like babies eating, mothers eating their young.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've come full circle.
and I like how you say, I love when that happens.
I love when that happens. So, Newsweek's article is,
right,
Fox News doesn't care if millions lose health insurance since, quote, we're all going to die, unquote.
Sure.
That's a real article. That's a real headline. I was like, okay, it's Newsweek calling out Fox News. They probably hate Fox News because, everyone hates Fox News. So, This article is probably not that bad. And then you start reading the article. And so what happened was, there was an argument. They were watching some healthcare coverage, some statements from Democratic leaders Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders.
Right.
And they're watching this real time on Fox News, and they're having basically like an MS-3K commentary as the commentators on Fox News talk about what they're saying in real time. And Lisa Kennedy Montgomery, who's a very far right network star on Fox News, is talking and jabbering on about all this bullshit. And she says, "You know what the one crazy thing is?" to her fellow host, chuckling after each soundbite from the Democrats. Quote, "We're all going to die. And they can't predict it. There's no way. Unless they're absolutely psychic and have a party line to heaven, they don't know who's going to die or when or how many people." Quote.
Inspired commentary.
Inspired. Like, it's like talking about healthcare. A serious issue for Americans.
Right.
It's funny though, guys. No one knows when we're going to die. No one has any fucking clue, so whatever. Like, really?
Really?
That's how you make fun of Democrats for trying to give health insurance, as you don't know when we're going to die, so it's fucking pointless?
We've talked about how you and I have been in bands before.
Yeah.
And when we used to go out on tour, we had a bunch of sayings, and a bunch of ridiculous, stupid sayings. One of those sayings was, you can't take it with you, so why bother trying to save it while you're alive? So, meaning that, just spend all of our fucking money because, what little we had, because you can't take it with you. We said this because we knew how fucking ridiculous it was. That's the same sentiment in this lady's statement. However, she doesn't get that.
There's this guy at my job. I don't know if I should tell the story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. Speaking of that phrase, when I got the start of this job, I don't know, probably 5 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
There's this guy in his office. We call him Big Daddy. All right. And he's a loud, individual, very jovial, always talking around, talking,
Yeah.
fun guy to talk to. He was telling this story about how for Christmas, he bought his wife a $4,000 purse.
Oh, what?
I work for the government, Travis, which means he works for the government. So
Yes.
we're not millionaires.
Right.
He bought his wife a $4,000 purse. And this other friend of mine, his coworker, says, well, why did you buy her such an expensive purse? And he looks at it dead in the eye and goes, can't take it with you, man. And I'm like, he's like, take what with you? Your money, can't take it with you. And I'm like, that's why.
Sure.
That was his whole reasoning for buying his wife a $4,000 purse was, quote, you can't take it with you. I may have laughed the rest of the day.
I mean, she better have used that goddamn purse for the rest of her fucking life.
Sure, she loves it. I just thought that was the best. I never expected that to be his answer. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
You get these answers that just catch you completely off guard.
Jesus. Yeah.
Can't take it with you.
Now, can I ask you, does he have like kids or anything like
Yeah.
that? Oh, fuck those kids.
Fuck the
Yeah,
kids.
I'm not leaving any money for my kids.
Can't take it with you.
Wow. Yeah, dude, that's
That was a great answer.
Now, is he a bullshit artist? Or do you think this is 100% true?
No, because he drives a 7 Series.
Wow. All right.
Not just the shitty one.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, he's throwing around his money a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, I mean, listen, Mandy's never getting a $4,000 purse from me. I don't care how much money I have.
Dude, right?
Listen. Yeah. Even if we won the lottery or whatever,
You and I don't have the sensibilities to get someone a $4,000 gift. It just ain't gonna happen.
I mean, I'll buy somebody a car. If I won the lottery, I would buy I'd buy my parents a car or buy my parents a house or whatever, gift like that. But a fucking purse.
I would be like Jim Carrey in Liar Liar, trying to say the pen is blue, giving you this $4,000 purse. Like, I just could not do it. My hand would be out there shaking, like trying to extend the gift to you, and it wouldn't let me do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Like, it just wouldn't happen.
It's so...
The goddamn pen is blue.
That's so goddamn... that is ridiculous for a fucking purse. Like, that's like buying $4,000 pair of shoes or $4,000 pair of pants.
No, it's like buying a $4,000 anything. Like, not happening.
No, I mean, there's, like I said, like cars and houses and
Okay,
shit.
$4,000 fashion accessory.
Right, yeah.
Not happening.
Something that is not going to be used for a long period
What
of
is
time.
the most expensive article of clothing or thing you ever bought for yourself or anyone else? What's the most expensive? What's the price tag?
Probably around $100, and it was like a jacket.
Really? That's it? You've never bought anything like super pricey? You never bought like a $250 pair of diesel jeans or like a $200 pair of shoes or
No. Oh, I did buy Jordans. I had Jordans when I was like in middle school.
Oh yeah.
So those are probably like $120.
Okay.
So I had a pair of J's.
Just curious.
I'm trying to think of because jeans always. That was another thing. So in middle school, I insisted that my parents bought me a starter jacket.
Oh, they were so hot back then.
A Phoenix Suns starter jacket.
Dude, those things were in fuego back in middle school for us.
I wore it for that winter, and I was like, I don't like this anymore. And that's when my parents were like, okay, we just bought you this expensive jacket. You can either wear that or you can go buy your own.
Oh.
And it pissed my mom off because I went out and I bought a $30 jacket.
Oh, you dick.
I went out and bought a $30 jacket.
Don't you? I love when, see now, that story is hysterical to me because I love when parents give their kids a choice, knowing which one they want the kid to make,
right?
And the kid just throws it in their face like you did right there. And you're like, okay, fuck you, mom. I'm buying that jacket.
I really do.
I love it. That's great.
However, though, it taught me you don't go out and buy a fucking $200. That jacket was probably $200.
Dude, absolutely.
You know? So I guess that's it. But no, I've never like jeans and shit like that. Like I've always, jeans are not going to last that long. So why?
I don't know about that.
I don't know. My jeans don't last out.
I have bought an expensive pair of jeans. I have bought diesel jeans.
Really?
And they lasted for a long time.
Did they make the cycle where they went out of they were in style and then they went out of style?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because that was back when they were boot cut. And
okay.
they made the cycle to when skinny jeans came in.
Yeah.
So but I had them for a good 5 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were just as good as the day I bought them. Like they wore well. They were comfortable.
Yeah.
I do understand why people buy expensive things like that sometimes.
Really?
Not all the time. Sometimes they're worth it.
That's surprising coming from you.
Right. Because I never thought of myself as that kind of guy.
So is that the most expensive thing you've purchased?
Yeah. Other than like a whole suit, but that's more than one piece of clothing.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
So I don't count
Suits
that.
are just expensive.
Yeah. No, I count. No, it was very expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
And It was absolutely. I don't know if I'd do it again, but I don't regret doing it.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Next article.
Next article. All right, here we go. Moving on. We got ourselves a real doozy here because I didn't know that this. I learned something else in this article. I'm not sure I agree with it, but I mean, it's from the British and they're never wrong, right?
Right. Of course not.
They say things with that cute little accent of theirs, and I just can't argue.
Yeah,
you know?
leaving the UK was a great idea.
Cambridge University examiners told it is sexist to use the word genius to describe students. That is the headline, Travis.
I know. I'm laughing already.
Sexist to use the word genius to describe students. So the subheadline is, historic faculty academic claims the department wants to use more, quote, transparent, unquote, language to help eradicate gender inequality.
Right, because we need to do this.
And so I'm thinking to myself, obviously your first question is, they think that genius is a sexist word?
I guess so. Like, I don't understand the rationale with this at all.
And then we get to the first paragraph, and this is where the whole article just falls apart.
In the first paragraph.
Cambridge University examiners have been warned against using words such as, quote, flair, brilliance, and genius, unquote, when assessing students' work because they are associated with men, an academic has revealed.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. Now, if you want to spot bullshit in articles, I can tell you right away how to do it. And this is how you're going to do it, okay?
All right. Learn me.
Because they are associated with men, an academic has revealed. Not academic study, an academic. That's just slang for a person just said.
Right.
That's how you know the whole thing's bullshit. One person said that these things are, sexist. No study, no funding, just one person.
Right.
With some PhD said that.
Well, yeah, it's somebody it's probably an academic at Cambridge.
Okay, I don't care.
So
it's just a person.
Yeah.
Like someone has an opinion, basically.
Right. So wait, what were these words again? So we got genius, we got flair,
and brilliance.
And so
they carry the assumption of gender inequality. And Travis?
When I think of flair, I think of I think of Office Space.
Pieces of flair.
Pieces of flair. So
what about the naughty boy, nature boy, Ric Flair?
Ric Flair. Woo! I don't understand.
It's funny because he's kind of feminine in his the gaudy clothing and the nice long white flowing hair.
Woo.
I mean, he's masculine, I guess, but he's still got some.
But he's a dude, so I guess
he's masculine the way Freddie Mercury is masculine.
I guess it is sexist to say. I don't. It's What is it? Sexist to say flair towards.
Lucy Delop, a lecturer in British history at a top-ranking institution, said history tutors are discouraged from using the terms because they, quote, carry assumptions of gender inequality, unquote. She told The Telegraph, quote, some of those words, in particular genius, have a very long intellectual history where it has long been associated with qualities culturally assumed to be male, unquote.
I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
I don't think that's true.
It is so untrue.
I have never thought the word genius as being male-centric.
Right.
I think if someone is a genius, they are a genius.
Right. They have thought of something that other people don't.
Right.
Other people, not just other males or other females.
Marie Curie, genius. Female.
Sure.
I would never not use that word because she's female.
I would never I would never say pick me. Somebody said, okay, pick me out a genius. First off, I guess for me, genius is a little subjective depending on the topic that you're going with. But if somebody said pick out a genius, my thought is, okay, what guy can I pick out?
Right.
And now inherently, probably I'm going to, go to, a Stephen Hawking's or, somebody of that nature. So unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to see it, that is a dude.
Maybe the problem is, I think the most associated person with the term genius is probably Albert Einstein.
Okay.
I think when you say, hey, name a genius, you probably say Albert Einstein.
Sure.
I think if that was on Family Feud, that'd be the top one on the board.
You're probably right.
But that doesn't mean that it's associated with men. It means it's associated with smart people.
Right.
I don't think anyone has that preconceived notion that it's just men.
Right.
If
you have the problem that women didn't get their due, back in that time period, that is an issue.
True.
And that is a real problem.
But how else do you describe a female as being smart? Like, what words would you use that aren't... let me read this article. Maybe they have words here. I don't know. Let's find out. Do you want to know what words we should use?
Oh, she's got some real good thoughts floating around her pretty little head. Yeah, if I can't...
So the article makes no use of a word that they should use, by the way.
Right, so they have a problem but no solution.
Right.
Good.
There's no solution in here. There's no word they say that they should use. I just want to make that perfectly clear. They want the language to be more transparent, they say, but they don't give examples of what that transparent language would be. Like, is smart? Is anything associated with smart now male?
Sure. I don't know. This is so...
And what pisses
it's
me
so
off...
frustrating.
What's frustrating is a fucking female wrote this article. And she's just upset that people don't call her a genius, is what it is.
Well, this article is less than genius. This article is stupid.
It is. And she's stupid, and I think she's upset that no one's calling her smart, but I've read her article now, and now I know why, babe. And it ain't because you're not a fucking genius. It's because you're not very fucking smart.
It was that little babe that you threw in there that was just enough, just a little dickhead comment. Like,
Yeah, because I'm pissed off at her. I feel like if you're going to write a whole article outing men for using words like genius, you deserve it, because this is bullshit.
the funny part about that, though, is... Okay, so you threw that little babe there.
Yeah, on purpose.
Right, you threw that little babe in there, and that would send probably this lady into a fury
Oh, absolutely.
of just blinding anger. However, had this been a dude that we were talking about writing a stupid article, you would have thrown in, bro.
I would have said bro.
You would have absolutely
said bro.
Yes, and it would not have had the same impact that babe had. For whatever reason it is, that that is the truth. It would not have had the same impact that babe. Babe was so condescending in there, and it was perfect.
Yeah. Also, I
applaud you.
I thought you were going to be upset because you assume that she's hot, and we all know she's probably not.
I mean, yeah, she's got pit hair.
Okay, well,
misogyny at its best.
Yeah, but you know what? If you're gonna write an article outing the word genius as male centric, like, what do I can't do anything for you. I just can't help you. This is why no one's calling you a genius,
right?
Because this is how you spend your time.
Yeah,
writing articles about the word genius being dominated by men. Like, where else does it stop?
Yeah,
can I not use the word bagel because men make bagels? I mean, like.
That is true.
Articles like this just get me so riled up.
Right,
I just don't.
Because there is a point to be made in her argument, but she went about it the wrong way, and it invalidates. It actually does more harm to her cause by writing this goddamn article.
Because now I won't take these articles seriously,
right?
Because of that, because the word genius is so not male dominated. Like, just because a lot of men are geniuses, it has no connotations of being with a man.
Absolutely,
and it just hurts your argument. It hurts everyone because now you've lost credibility in the fight.
Absolutely, because you're pinpointing on.
You're now the Fox News of arguing about fucking feminism.
You're fake news.
Oh,
fake news.
Fake news.
Anyways,
fake news.
One more.
All right, here we go. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I wish this one was not true. I wish this one was not true. Here we go. School forced to apologize to students told them to write suicide notes for homework.
Okay.
So on the surface, this headline is horrifying. Like, if you're a parent of this school, like, you're telling me you made my kid write a suicide note as a homework assignment.
Extra credit if you watch 13 Reasons Why and listen to Nirvana on the same time you're doing it.
Oh, man.
Extra credit. You don't have to.
Something smells like Teen Spirit, Travis. Might be this homework assignment. Okay, so it does sound pretty horrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, and now here's the problem. You start reading the article, and I'm not going to read the whole article, it doesn't matter, but it actually had a very honest, what's the word I'm looking for? It was in good faith.
Okay.
Because they were reading Macbeth, which is a Shakespearean play about, they write a suicide note in it.
Right.
Lady Macbeth writes a suicide note about taking her own life, and I guess the teacher was trying to get them to do that as part of the study on Macbeth. Like, get inside the character. Like, trying to see what you would write if you were, in Macbeth's position. Sort of that sort of thing.
Right. So why wouldn't she say, or why wouldn't the teacher say, write an alternative suicide note in Macbeth?
Well, I think they're trying to do some introspection at the same time, which I have no problem with.
Sure.
I just think it was ill-advised.
Right.
It was just a mistake, though. See, I don't think this doesn't see, like, this teacher, I get it. Like, I see what they were going for.
Right.
I see the mark. She just missed it.
Yeah.
And I hope this teacher doesn't lose their job.
Sure.
Because it's just a poor decision. I don't think that makes you a poor teacher. I think it just makes you you know what? Oh, man, I shouldn't have, that was stupid. You know what? I'm sorry. That was a bad mistake. I fucked up.
Right. Because if the teacher would have said, okay, write your epitaph or write your obituary.
Right.
It doesn't have the same impact.
Right. Now, here's the thing is parents will take these things so out of whack. You know what I mean?
Are you kidding me? You're telling me parents can't be objective when it comes to their children?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Those delicate snowflakes.
Right.
They can't be, which is a problem in society, by the way, is parents back at their kids for everything.
Yes.
And they don't deserve it.
Absolutely.
This is what this one quote, this one mother said, quote, "On what universe was it ever a good idea to ask a group of teenagers to write suicide notes?" Like, you're just, like, missing the point.
Right. I would say at one universe.
Like using inflammatory language like that doesn't get the problem solved.
Yeah.
It just draws lines in the sand.
Yeah.
And now then the job lynch mob starts. Oh, this teacher has to be fired because, like, no, she just made a bad decision. Fuck off, man.
Yeah, like nobody got hurt. Well, at least I don't think anybody got hurt. Not yet, at least.
Unless they, you know.
But like, what is the problem with trying like that?
Right, exactly.
You know, I mean, I understand. And we're talking about this article because the headline is so inflammatory and we're, you know, such an issue. But really, what it boils down to, this really wasn't that bad. It was, like you said, it was just ill-advised.
Right.
So,
I mean, it just makes me upset because I know what might happen to this teacher, you know?
right.
And I hope it doesn't.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
But the headline is a great headline.
Yeah, yes, it does. Teacher at a local ISIS school informs students to write their own suicide notes.
Oh, so there's a sidebar. I just read this. I got to the bottom of the article. This article has been updated to make clear that the children were not asked to write their own suicide notes, i.e. as themselves, but write a note by imagining the thoughts and feelings of Lady Macbeth.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly
so
what
again, not even writing their own suicide notes.
Right.
And parents still upset.
That's insane.
Okay.
That's fucking insane. Parents, go fuck yourselves.
Right, exactly.
Instead of fucking each other so you don't make more babies.
You were a better educator than I was. I assumed she made an honest mistake, and actually, as an educator, that's not a terrible idea.
No.
Hey, get inside Lady Macbeth's head. What would you have written if you were her after reading this play? What were you thinking? What were your thoughts?
Right.
Get inside the character's mind.
Sure. You know, and you don't even have to, like, you could take that farther and make it like a life lessons. Like, okay, so how could she have worked out her problems, you know, if without using suicide? However, this is
absolutely.
But this is a literary study. They're talking about the character. So it doesn't even have to be a goddamn life lesson. It just has to be character building as far as writing goes and how you get into the mind of a character.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
So that's not The Onion. These headlines, and there's a lot of other ones that we didn't get to. I'll read the headlines. Bill Cosby says he isn't planning a sexual assault tour. That was one of my favorite ones. North Korea's Kim Jong-un spends most of his time eating cheese and plotting against the West.
Researchers suggest replacing car honks with duck quacks.
We do not have a child slave colony on Mars. NASA.
I like that.
There's a lot of news out there right now, people. Just start going around. We did not have to look very hard to find these news articles. And they're all legit articles by legit news organizations.
I'm going to guarantee you we're going to circle back around to this one at some point.
So call in and leave messages with your favorite ones also. We want to hear what you've been reading in the news that's ridiculous lately.
Yes. And also call in, and if you can give me a scenario where you were at a dry wedding and it was fun, I will send you a pouch of caffeinated chocolate pudding. Or
I'll throw in, I'll sweeten the pot, with a whole packet of Soylent, because I got a few left.
You can have one, you can have it all. We'll
you can take the whole thing.
I'd like to hear a story where how this was fun.
Yeah, I do too. I want to hear it. Don't embellish it. We know what happens. In editing. Okay, moving on to end times.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And now it's end times.
Course, wonderful female players. Let's talk about Serena Williams. You say she is the best female player in the world in the book.
Best female player ever, no question.
Some wouldn't qualify it. Some would say she's the best player in the world. Why qualify it?
Oh, Oh, she's not. You mean the best player in the world? Period.
Yeah, best tennis player in the world. You know, why say female player?
Well, because if she played the men's circuit, she'd be like 700 in the world.
You think so?
Yeah.
So that's John McEnroe talking about Serena Williams. You've heard this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what got him in trouble like last week or whatever.
I mean, is he in trouble?
Well, whatever. Yeah. Okay.
It's John McEnroe. He has a history of saying things,
Sure.
and to be fair, not for all his faults. McEnroe does say some dumb things from time to time.
Right.
He will not go back on himself and fall over his own feet to apologize.
When
he says something, he fucking means it, and I respect that.
I do too. I respect that. But so let's talk about this. Do you think? So I think Serena Williams. I think it's unquestionable that she is the best women's tennis player
Currently.
Right.
Yes.
Currently, yes.
It is absolutely. Now, she's not. I don't know if she's ranked number 1 in the world right now.
Right.
But she's.
By and large.
Yes, I would agree.
Right. Do you think his statement of 700th is true, or is correct?
I think he was probably being generous.
Really?
I don't think she would make the tour as a man.
At all?
At all. I think she'd be a good player. I mean, she can obviously play tennis.
Right.
But look at her serve speed compared to a man's. She's never had to hit one serve back in her life as fast as John McEnroe could serve when he was playing. Never. She's never done that. Those men are doing it every point. I don't think you realize there's. Okay, now this is one of those things where he had to explain himself later.
Right.
Physically, like she just does not have the strength to do that. So she would not be. She'd be an average server on the men's circuit. She would have no advantage. Which her advantage now is a lot of her strength.
Right.
And she'd be at a huge disadvantage because men would be throwing balls back at her she's never even practiced for yet.
Well, but she would practice.
You're assuming that she would practice right now and be great at doing it at a higher level.
No, well, I would say she wouldn't go into it blind or go into it unpracticed. So So I understand she hasn't done it yet. We don't have any evidence of that.
No,
but yeah. I mean that's a good point. So let me ask you this, because there was a point that was brought up that this is really why I wanted to get into this.
Okay.
So, can she be considered the best tennis player, the best in the world?
No.
Given that women's tennis is different than men's tennis.
Correct. It's a different game.
So, yes, it's a different game. There's different rules. There's different parameters to the whole thing.
Absolutely.
So,
well,
is she more dominant in her sport, in women's tennis, than the most dominant in men's tennis?
Okay, let's talk about that.
Right.
The sport actually is very similar. We say there's a lot of rules differences. There's really not. It doesn't matter.
Well,
they're basically the same sport played with women and men.
But it's the number of games too. I think that
it is 3 versus 5.
Right.
So
yes.
but in some other tournaments, the men play the same as women. So they play 3 also. So the game is not be different depending on the tournament you're in. Because also tennis is one of those sports where they have different courts.
Right.
Kind of like soccer, they have different field sizes.
Right. Yeah.
So it's basically the same game. Now, is she the most dominant female player right now? Yes.
Okay.
Is there a man currently playing at this time period as of today that is as dominant as she is right now?
Right.
Well, right now she's not playing, Travis. She's pregnant.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So right now, yes, there's men playing and she's not.
Right, okay, but let's take when she wasn't pregnant, like last year, whatever it was.
You're only taking it as a snapshot in time, though, which is kind of unfair because you're comparing right now to right now. Do you know what I mean?
Well, let's talk
in her time period, Federer was absolutely as dominant as a man as she was as a woman. I think she's won. I think he's won more than she has, more majors.
Has he? I don't know.
Yes, he's won the most men all time. I think he's won like 16. I want to say.
I can look it up.
Let me find out. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that, but
18.
18. Okay.
He's Grand Slams won 18.
Okay, so he has won 18 Grand Slam titles. Serena has won 23 in singles because I mean she plays a lot of doubles with her sister, so it's kind of unfair to judge that.
Right. So she's won more than him.
Yes. Now, absolutely. Do you want to know what the funny part about this argument is? She's not the best female tennis player of all time.
Who's the best?
You don't even know about this, do you?
What,
I'll talk to you about this because I know a lot about tennis. You might not know this.
Billie Jean King?
Tennis is in my wheelhouse.
Okay.
The best female tennis player of all time, if you want to go by Grand Slams, is Margaret Court.
Okay.
She played back in like the 60s, I believe.
Okay.
She has 24. But the reason you don't hear her name is she is a vehement bigot. She does not like gays.
All right.
So she's basically been ostracized from the press.
Oh, that's cool.
And they don't talk about her, which is kind of fun. They've rewritten history. Like people don't even realize, you don't even know her name.
Sure, no,
she
I
is
had
the
no idea who it
all-time
was.
female leader in female Grand Slam titles. She's 24.
All right, but we're getting away a little bit from the conversation that I want to have.
Okay. Sorry. Little sidebar.
That's okay. No, that's
But
that's
you're asking me, is she as dominant in her time period as the most dominant man was in his time period?
Right.
Probably not. Federer's just not. Pete Sampras just dominant. There's a lot of dominant players.
But they didn't. But Serena and Pete didn't play at the same time. I'm talking about
Federer and Serena have though.
right, and she's outwon him.
She has outwon him.
So is she more?
But you're also saying all time, so you can't compare.
Well, no, I'm talking about
snapshots.
in her. Okay, well, I'm talking about in her time period right now.
Okay.
So
in her time period,
Is she?
Yes.
So she is. So you could say she is the best tennis player.
no, she doesn't play the man's game. She's never played a man.
But she's more dominant than
That's like saying I don't even know who in the WNBA who the all-time scoring leader is.
Right.
Or in the league last season. Are they the best basketball player in the world? Who the fuck knows? Because they're not playing the same fucking game, Travis.
right.
That's my point.
I
Women's soccer is much better than men's soccer in the World Cup level.
right.
Is a women's team better than the men's team?
I agree with you. No, here's the thing. I agree with you.
Okay.
I heard this argument this week about trying to make the distinction between that a woman is, that women's and men's sports are different, but she can still be the best player in the world. I agree with you. I agree with you. She can't because
She cannot.
she can't beat.
And
She can't. The best women's player and the best men's player, if they had to go head to head.
If Roger Federer had to play Serena Williams before she got pregnant, it'd be 6-0, 6-0, 6-0.
Right.
She would not get a point, people.
But I thought
Unless he double faults.
I thought it would fire you up to think about to argue if argue that.
What I hate is people feel like you're not giving her credit when you say she's not as good as a man. She's just physically limited by being a female, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how the genetics work, and that's okay. It takes nothing away from Serena by saying that she couldn't beat Roger Federer. That's just fact. It just comes down to biology, chemistry, science, nutrition.
Sure,
like that. It doesn't matter.
You're right, and it is.
And people that get upset about that are just looking to get upset for some fucking reason, and I don't understand it.
Because it sounds bad. That's what it is.
Sure.
That is, and that's exactly where our society has left us when it comes to this kind of stuff. It just, when it sounds bad, it has to be bad.
And what's funny is I think a lot of feminists we get like, well, you know what? If that happened to a man, you would never give them credit. And I'm like, actually, we do. Because there are two sports, Travis, where the females are absolutely better than the men. You know what they are?
No.
Gymnastics and figure skating. And we have never had a problem saying like Nancy Kerrigan's the best figure skater in the United States. Not qualified. She's better than any man.
Sure.
Because they're more graceful. Women are more elegant to watch than men.
Right.
Men are like Jeeps. They just run around, train, all utilitarian. They're not graceful like a female is.
Fucking saggy balls.
So they're not better at sports that involve grace, which are gymnastics and ice skating, figure skating.
Right.
And we've never qualified them. And men don't have a fucking problem with that.
Yeah.
You know what, feminists? Too bad. Sorry, your argument's invalid.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Because we don't. I mean, I would. If you say Nancy Kerrigan's the best female skater of all time, I don't know if that's true or not. Michelle Kwan, I don't know who the best. I mean, Tanya Harding.
No, it wasn't
best
there,
cheater of all time.
Wasn't there a?
I don't qualify it. Right?
Wasn't there a Russian Oksana Bayu?
Sure. Okay.
Wasn't she? She pretty great.
Sure. You know what? Probably better than any man to ever live. Don't care. Except Scott Hamilton, but he's pretty gay, so he's very graceful.
All right. Well, like I said, yeah. I don't
know. I'm just saying it wouldn't bother me.
I heard that argument, and I was like, oh my god, like, I see where they're going, but
I just hate how they rip John McEnroe for saying that when he's just being he's just being honest.
Sure.
Like, okay, in your opinion, she's as good as a 700 male player. Are there probably 699 men in the world better at tennis than Serena Williams? Maybe that's a stretch. Maybe. But he's just trying to make the point that she can't compete on the men's circuit because she's physically limited by being a female. And that's just how biology works.
I also have, even if you take all of that out of it, while I do agree with you, even if you take all that out of it, I have a problem with John McEnroe. What's your opinion of this? Wrong. You're wrong.
Yes.
Like, it's a fucking opinion.
Yes.
So, like,
but I hate the argument's inflammatory. If you play the clip again, well, why you qualify it? Some people wouldn't qualify it. Well, I qualify it, Rachel Nichols, because I'm right. Like, it's a fact that she's not physically as talented as a man. Like, that's just science. And if you're going to start arguing about science, Like we should, and he should have got more upset about that question. No, if I was him, I'd be like, what do you mean? Like she's a female. Females aren't physically as strong as men, and that's why I have to qualify it. And if you make me explain that to your listeners, like we're done with this interview because you're being an idiot.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the line of questioning ended right, like about Serena ended right there when she asked him, like, "That's really your opinion?" And he just goes, "Yeah,
right,"
and moved on.
Yeah,
and just like he just
Good for John. Like,
we're done.
Good for John. Like him and Charles Barkley. We need people like that still that just say stuff and just stick by it.
Yeah,
because
sure.
They're not. It's not said with malice. I'm sure
right.
that McEnroe understands that she is a better player at her game than he ever was at his.
Right.
And I'm sure he'd be the first to admit that.
Yes.
And he also could challenge Serena to a fucking tennis match right now and probably beat her.
I'd watch that.
That's what should happen. Serena should throw back and say, let's play right now, McEnroe. Because I would watch us. How old was he? 60 years old, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
55 years old?
Whatever.
I would love to see a 55-year-old McEnroe throw down against Serena in his prime and it be a competitive match. And then people would be like, oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I want to fucking see.
Hey, I'd watch that.
Because I bet he could hold his own. Could he beat Serena being twice her age? I don't know. But I bet he doesn't lose 6-0, 6-0, 6-0.
Right.
Yeah. Because I bet she has problems returning his serve still.
I'd
Fuck yeah. Fuck Mayweather and Conor McGregor, because that's going to be a fucking dumbass shit show.
Right.
And no one should pay to watch that, by the way.
I don't know anything about that, but
Well,
I know
they're boxing.
I know it's happening, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
So
don't watch it.
Okay.
And don't pay for pay-per-view because he's going to get fucking demolished.
Yeah, I'll just watch it the next day.
It's literally like watching Hulk Hogan box him.
I might pay for that. All right.
The number is 747 banging.
747-226-4464.
I want you to call in and give me a number. How many men in the world are better at tennis than Serena Williams? What do you guys think? Am I totally off base on that?
I think it's less than 700.
Okay, but
I'd say maybe 100. I don't know. I don't know that much about tennis, but 700 seems like a lot. Like she's
very good.
She's very good. Like I feel like she could. But anyways, you tell us.
Well, you guys tell me how off base you think we are about that. Are we wrong? Is it the same sport? Do we have to qualify it? I don't fucking know. McEnroe doesn't think so, and I love John McEnroe. So
yeah, and just start confusing us by like tweeting us numbers. Don't explain what the number means. Just confuse us by it.
And other listeners. Right. Just start throwing numbers our way.
Yeah.
Just be like 438 and that's it. Or just call in and say 295 and then hang up.
That would be awesome.
And we'll play it on air. PWThePodcast.com. It's PW the Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the social medias. You can find us on Apple Podcast. You can find us on Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Just search PW the Podcast.
YouTube.
Prestige Worldwide the Podcast. YouTube. Yep. Don't forget YouTube. And that's all I fucking got.
That's all I got too.
Stay tuned for the other half of next week when we talk about the other article that really is going to spawn a whole different topic, but for the same dumb headline reason.
That's right.
It's a two-parter. I love it.
Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you guys later.